was having my first fight at like a month down the line.
Right.
You know, I met who was on killer with me, Brian McGuigan and Nigel Benn after he beat Doug DeWitt.
Okay.
So we was on killer together, and I was telling him I'm gonna have my first fight, and I was amazed. I was
And he told us that. You've never told us that.
Just stop it.
You've never told us that.
Listen, it's on
That should be
Betamax.
highlighted to your life.
It's on Betamax. It's on Betamax. It's on Betamax video.
We listen to these stories, same stories week in, week out.
No.
What did he bring out yesterday, Richard Williams? We're on again. We're on. Legend to me. We got John Keenan, we got Donovan, G Smiley, Isha Pickering. We got a legend to me.
Yes.
Former Commonwealth.
Yes.
British.
Yes.
WBO World Champion.
Yes.
Colin Sweet C. McMillian. Yes.
On the 13th and final round podcast.
Yes.
Tune in.
In the house.
That's the one.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yes, Colin.
Colin's here. We got here.
Yes, we
We
did.
found him at last. Listen, this guy, 1992. I remember watching Colin on terrestrial television, winning the world title against that tough Italian guy.
Yes.
You know? This is a legend to me, you know, in Britain. So, this is why boxing is called boxing to me, Colin, because you had the art, you had the skills. This is why boxing is boxing. Where did you learn them skills from, Cole? Come on, man. Was that just natural or what? What's going on?
I think like, for me, like when I was younger, I was always quite sports orientated, like football, cricket, basketball, table tennis, all that kind of sports. But I think as a youngster, when I started watching TV, watching Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard, and that's what really got me. When I saw the way that they performed, and you know, for me, boxing's always about hitting and not getting hit. The noble art of self-defense.
Yes.
For me, those guys were at the pinnacle. And so from a kind of a really early age, you know, I thought, you know what, I want to follow in their footsteps. I want to try and do that.
But we know that was natural. What you had, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Sometimes people say natural to a certain degree, because if you
have to
got
work
good
on
balance,
it,
good balance and good natural ability, but you've got to work at it. It's like, you know, people like Muhammad Ali, you listen to them guys and they tell you the same thing. You're natural, but it's work. You've got to work, work.
Yes.
Till it becomes natural. And, you know, so it's a bit of...
You work on it, but like I said, I believe some can do it better than others.
Without that.
And you had some natural talent, and something you can teach, but it was there. You had that natural smoothness about you.
Was you a good dancer?
I was a good dancer.
Yeah.
There you go.
You had that movement, you know. That.
Yeah, you had the rhythm, the flow. Yeah. You know, one time I said to Howard, did Howard ever say this to you? He said, one time I was having a bad day, and Howard said, I tried to be not smart in a bad way, but he said, you don't want to do that. I was dropping my hands, and he was like, you're all right dropping your hands out of range, not in range. And I went, yeah, but practice makes perfect. And Howard said to me, well, that's shit. He says, if you are practicing something the wrong way and continue to practice, you become perfectly shit. Make sure you do it correctly, then practice it. Did Howard ever say anything like that to you?
Howard was a great trainer.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he was ahead of his time.
100%.
People don't realise that back in the day, we're talking about nearly 30 years ago.
Yes.
A lot of the stuff he was doing with bands, you know, plyometric stuff, you know, nutrition, everything else.
Yes.
People didn't really understand. And people looked at Howard and thought, oh, what's this guy on? But
yes.
You know, I got so much time for Howard, he was a true pioneer.
The things that I do now started with Howard. The way I even teach people, whatever it is with Howard. Howard is an excellent teacher.
Yeah, without a doubt. They say, you know, so many things at the level, changing your levels. You know, the bands in the ring. You know, you see a lot of people doing those stuff now, but Howard was doing that 30 odd years ago. So, you know, he's a true pioneer. I've been a truly great trainer.
Yeah.
So was your diet really good then? So obviously you had Howard Rainey. Was your diet really good then as you're going through the boxing career?
For me, I think things have changed a lot now.
Yeah.
I think nowadays you
From
get
back
a lot
in the
more,
days, yeah.
more nutritionalists and that on board. But back in the day, it's about naturally eating healthy. Eating a balanced diet. And that's more what you were kind of like trying to do. Kind of eat healthy, eat the right kind of food, eat the right meat.
So you struggled, did you?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean,
So your weight was always bang on because where some people we spoke to, other fighters, they've struggled. They've done like this shortcut like back in the days where the sweatsuit. You have a can of beans or some soup.
Starving
yourself. You know what I mean? So that's good.
I was quite lucky. I think I was like
the knowledge.
I was a featherweight from amateurs.
Yeah.
And I was a featherweight as a professional all the way through. So that was my natural kind of weight, at 9 stone. And I weren't like someone who would like go crazy after a fight and on loads of weight. I was always quite active. Yeah. So I was never too far from my fighting weight. So that's the healthy thing to do.
The impression I get is, you love what you did and you was a good trainer. Is that right? You was always in the gym. Is that about right?
Yeah, I think so. I think
you enjoyed it.
I think I realised, like anything, to succeed, you got to put the work in. And I always said to myself, if I get beaten by somebody, I don't want it to be because they were fitter than me. Whatever. They're better than me.
Yeah. You can live with that.
I can deal with that. Over the years, you kind of learn to train, and you train properly, train hard. Yeah. Particularly someone like Howard who had those training techniques and that. Yeah. I wanted to make sure, come fight time, I was in peak condition.
The one thing I love about Howard is every day you went to the gym, you never knew what you were doing.
I think,
that's good. Yeah.
That's something important for a trainer. I think sometimes, particularly for fighters, if you've got a trainer over the years, it can become stale. Yeah.
Get bored.
Get bored, Yeah. I think that's one reason why I couldn't really become a trainer, because you've got to be innovative. You've got to be trying to do new things all the time. And that's what Howard did. He kind of like
he looked at everyone individual.
Yeah.
Like if you could hit hard, he's going to work on your speed. If you were fast, he's going to work with your power. Yeah. If you can't fight the inside, he's going to help you fight the inside. He was very pragmatic in the way he did things. And he'd sit and just like the way I train now, if I'm training someone at weight training or nutrition and they've got questions, I'm patient like you are with a child, I'll answer. When it comes to boxing, I take on what Howard did. Howard would always say to me, stop asking me questions, get on with it, I'm clocking what you're doing. It's about rhythm and flow. When you're in there, you can't ask a question when you're getting hit, and we'll go through it. And Howard got me, I don't know what it was like when you trained with Howard, because it was some years after. Howard made me look at it like a 9-to-5 job. So I would go over, we'd live in Evesham, go over, and I'd be there all day. We'd do technical sessions, then he'd push me, and then we'd stay around, and then, you know what I mean? So I was like doing sessions where it was just really slow, methodical, thinking through it. Then there'd be sessions where he'd be pushing me. Then there'd be sessions where I'd come down to do boxing. He says, you're not doing boxing. He'd walk me and Clinton Woods down to the Don Valley Stadium where we were doing sprints, and I never knew what I was doing until I got there.
Yeah, I think that's what Howard was really, really good at. And I mean, I've been quite lucky. I mean, throughout my boxing career, I've had a couple of people help me out, but two main trainers. Yeah. And as an amateur, there was another trainer called Terry Davies from Barking. And he had me through my amateur career, and he was one of another great trainer. So I've been fortunate that people I've come into contact with have been kind of like really, really.
I think that's special. Down to the person you are as well, and things fall into place because of who you are, mate. Yeah. It ain't lucky. Obviously, there's a bit of luck, but it's down to you.
Was it?
You have to be in the right place at the right time.
Was it down to your family background? What's your family background like? Were you obviously growing up and your parents now? How did they bring you up?
Good upbringing.
I had a decent upbringing. I kind of from a working class family. But, my parents always worked hard. And
so they encouraged you.
Had that work ethic. They worked hard to give me an opportunity in life. I always respect them for that. For me, my parents wanted me to kind of go to university. Wanted me to become a lawyer, a barrister, accountant. Those were the things that they were hoping me to do.
Right. Are you from a Caribbean background? Or?
Yeah, my parents are from Grenada and St. Lucia.
Church, brought up in church and stuff?
I used to go to Sunday school, but not over to the church and that. But, they say they were kind of like, from that generation where they came over here to culture. And they wanted me to work hard. To achieve something.
And did they support you in your boxing career? Were they behind you 100%?
Initially, they thought, because I was never like fighter, that kind of way at school. And so when I told them I was doing boxing, they kind of laughed. And they thought, you know, you get there, get a few beats and you come back home. But like, when I started going, then they came to a couple of fights. Then they saw me. I said, "Oh, you're not bad. You're doing okay." I think from they kind of got behind me. They came to the fight. You know, supporting me, and they was cool as long as I wasn't getting hurt.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, they kind of like supportive.
So, by amateur career, how did you do in the amateur career?
Amateurs, I was quite lucky because I was very early in my career.
He's saying he's lucky, doesn't he? He's he's not
That's his thing. That's his thing.
Humble.
Yeah.
Humble.
Yeah.
I think in the early days, I was on a program called Henry Cooper's Golden Belt on Channel 4.
Right.
And like I done terrestrial TV back in the day, and like I think it was about my fourth fight because I won my first fight. And I lost my next 3 fights. And then I think there was a couple of fights after, and I was on that, and I boxed quite well. And like I think I got the box of the night, and you know, Henry Cooper said, "Oh, you know, this is one guy to look out for in the future." So I was quite fortunate from there. And as I say, from those early days, my dream was always to go to the Olympics. And
he's loving the way you communicate.
He's humble. He's too humble, isn't he?
Do you know what? I get what he's saying though, because there's some people work hard and it doesn't come off, right?
It's time and place.
And then some people, it comes off and you're thinking, you didn't work hard. I see people in my field like, how are you? You know what I mean? But I think it's true that you've got to work hard and be in the right place at the right time.
Right place, time.
I think if you work hard, and the opportunity, and you got to be ready for when the opportunity comes. You've got to be ready to take it. If you don't work hard, and the opportunity comes, you can't take it. You've missed the opportunity. And as we say, I mean, I've been boxing for years now, and I've seen, you know, talented fighters. And I think, boy, this guy's going to make it. This got Errol Christie, Neville Brown. There's so many guys who. You know,
another element that I see with you, Colin, like I think, I mean, if you was around now, you know,
you'd be a millionaire.
Multi-millionaire. And the thing, like I say, I was come through with my old pal Brendan Ingle. So he always said education was paramount. You seem a very educated, smart, clever guy. You know, you clued up.
You was a thinker when you was in there.
I mean, as I say, you know, sometimes I go into schools and I talk to schools, and I always think, from my parents and all, education is a very important tool. You know, not just for boxing, for life. I left school with 7 O levels, 3 A levels.
Wow.
I wanted to go to university. That was the route that they wanted me to kind of go. But where I found boxing, I said, you know what? I want to try and do something which I love. And I went that path. But I think for all kids, it's so important.
Have something to fall back on.
Education.
That's the same thing I said to my son. He's got a degree and everything, and I'm pushed him and just getting behind him now to do what he's doing now.
His son's an American football player.
American football player,
I'm looking out for him.
Jay Smiley, man, look out for him in the future.
But it's so important because not only for that, if you do become a champion or whatever, you need that education to know how to look after yourself, how to look after your money, and put.
I love that because there's too many fighters come out, even world champions, and end up with nothing.
I think that's, for me, when I turned professional, what I did was I spoke to numerous fighters, you know, former champions. And as you said, I was kind of like sad. I think these guys, like I've been watching, have been, you know, they're great fighters, and financially, you know, they were not in a good place.
Do you know, now hearing you say and speak how you are, I can understand why other fighters have come to you for help and respect. Because of respect,
educate them,
manage them, look after them. I can see it.
I've been through the ropes, and I've seen what happened. And sometimes, as I say, for me, boxing is one of the hardest sports out there. And you know, when we get in there, you put your life on the line. And I just think, you know, you've got to try and, you know, you've only got one career. But you've got to try and maximise it. Do the best that you can do. You know, in life, I always say, as long as you give something 100%, you give it your best. You can walk away. You know, with my life now, I can look back at the boxing and think, you know what? I gave it 100%.
Did you have any regrets?
No.
Nothing? No. So if you went back now, you do the same thing?
The same. My career, my life was going, everything, particularly on the boxing front, everything was going fine. The only thing that happened to me was obviously during the first defence, Palacio, my shoulder came out.
I remember that.
And I had that injury, and I never fully recovered from that.
You never got that rematch either.
It's a shame. It's like could have, would have, should have. You know, but just imagine. You can just imagine what if that didn't happen. You know, what could have happened and elevated your career to some really big heights. But we can't be upset about that. You know what I mean?
Everything's written in life's written.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
What is.
So what was your? Did you have a promoter behind you in the beginning? Did you have a good upbringing, or was it like you had to fight you? Because I saw in your third fight you got beat, and you boxed an unbeaten guy. So did you have a promoter and a good management team behind you? How did that work?
Because I was in the Olympic squad. And I was in. I was London champion 4 times. Then I was in the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and I lost in 2 ABA finals and split decisions. And the last one was in the Olympic year.
Right.
So that was my dream to go to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Me and a guy from Scotland called Dave Anderson.
Yeah.
And I put him down in the first round. Very close fight. I thought I won. A lot of people thought I won. But split decision, he got it. So from there, I decided to turn pro.
Turn over, yeah.
But, you know, without an ABA title or anything else.
That's right. It's tough.
You know, the big photos ain't really kind of like with you. So I kind of sat down. I talked to Terry Marsh, former world champion.
Terry Marsh.
You know, and he said to me, you know what? Why don't you try and do it yourself?
Yeah.
So that I can manage you for the first, for the early days, and you can try and take over. And I thought, that kind of appealed to me because, you know, someone like Sugar Leonard who took a bit more control over his career. That's what I like. So, I mean, at the time, you know, Terry was involved with World Sports Corporation, which was Ambrose Mendy, and that kind of thing. So, I had a few fights with them. And obviously, I had the cut eye. Yeah. And everything kind of like changed from that.
Yeah.
And I think myself and Terry sat down. We had a talk, and he was at the time trying to get into a bit of acting. So I come away, and I became involved with a boxing writer, called Jonathan Rendell. Used to write for the Times, and he was a real big admirer in that. And he said, I really think you've got ability in that. So he came on board. He started talking to a few different promoters, and there was a kind of great interest. Eventually, we spoke to Frank Warren at a meeting, and then we signed a promotional deal with him. And then gradually, my career started taking off.
How far was you into it then when you sat down with the?
I think that was after my third fight. I had the cut eye, and then I think very shortly after that, spoke to Frank Warren.
So it was actually after you had a loss.
After that,
and that's interesting, isn't it? I'm surprised.
Do you know? I am surprised and not surprised. What I'm hearing is boxing is one of the toughest sports. Boxing is also one of the toughest businesses, right? And a lot of fighters come in not knowing the business side of it, and then shock to the system. I know I'm good enough to fight that guy and beat him. But if you don't have the knowledge yourself, you've got to have people around you to make the business decisions for you. You had a little bit of knowledge how to do that. So you took control of that, right? A lot of other fighters don't have that.
I think I've been lucky. I made some good decisions.
Yeah.
Because when I heard certain people what they went through, I wanted to put myself in a position whereby, I don't want to sit back in 20 years' time, say, should have done this to me, manager done to me. Yeah. If any contract had to be signed, I had to sign it. So I know I can't go back and blame anybody.
That's right.
It's down to me. That's why I can live with myself. The last fight with Palacio, certain people said, "Don't take the fight." But I took the fight because I thought, I can beat this guy. I don't blame anybody for taking that fight. Could have taken an easier option or whatever.
It's your decision,
my decision. That's right. So I can live with it.
Do you have a regret for taking that fight now, or you still stick with that decision what you made?
Maybe if I hadn't taken that fight, the things would have changed. I mean, the shoulder might not come out, and my whole life might have changed.
We carried on.
It would change, but ultimately, I think whatever happens in life, you've got your direction, and you'll go in your direction. I'm happy. I'm content in life now. So
that's good.
That's cool. I mean, we're all different people, but we've all made bad decisions. And as you know, decisions in life is paramount to us all.
Follows you.
But we've all made bad decisions. We can't dwell on it, can we?
It's life. It's written,
you live from it, and we've all would have been in different positions, better or worse, whatever we'd have done. So it's all about life, isn't it?
Yes.
It's life.
I don't look at life as anything like losing. It's learning, right?
That's right.
It's what transferable skills is what we take from that situation. How can we transfer it into something else and put it right? Like Manny Pacquiao beats Marquez, right? Twice in a draw, right? no one's talking about the first 3 fights anymore because you got knocked out in the fourth one.
Yeah.
And then Mark was retired.
Badly. And
Yeah, so
that's questionable, though, isn't it? Come on, man. Where did that power come from? Where did all that come
We
from?
know that. We know that. But the thing is
That's all you remember.
you're only as good as the last thing.
one.
So you can always put things right. That's why I don't like in boxing this 0. You got to have a 0.
Yeah,
you got to have a 0. I don't like that. That's obviously come from the Floyd Mayweather
$1,000,000%.
right? But I don't like that.
Yeah. Do you like it at the minute? Do you like the current scene?
It's good, yeah. I think
You're enjoying it.
Who stands out for you?
I think there's a couple of fighters that are really, really, really good. I think I love Terence Crawford.
No, forget them, the English ones now. Start with England.
England?
Yeah.
Well, I've got to say,
He asked me that in the car on the way down. Who do you think? What did you say to me?
Who's the best man in Britain at the minute? Who's your favourite?
I'd say Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury's entertaining and everything.
He's retired, but
Yeah,
I
but you know what I mean? He might come back.
Retired. He's not retired.
Are you a fan of Tyson Fury?
I like Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I do.
Anthony Joshua?
To be fair, I wasn't overly impressed when he first started off, but he developed enough.
I agree with that.
Smart, isn't he? He's a smart guy.
He's a good businessman as well.
And for heavyweight, you know, if his tools that he's got, he's unorthodox, he's fast, good lateral movement. Yeah. He's going to be a hard man to beat.
He don't look like he should move the way he moves. You look at him.
No, I mean, I like him a lot. I mean, he's good for boxing. They're great character.
What about Anthony Joshua?
I like Josh too. I think both of them. They're both great for boxing.
Same as me, aren't I?
I like both of them.
I don't like a lot of my friends put me in a situation where I've got to choose. I like them for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
When them two fight, I ain't going to be supporting. I'm supporting them both.
Enjoying it.
Yeah, just the best man wins. That's it.
I think, the other fight, it always happens when you get guys, like your friends that you know, like we had Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank, Michael Watson. I know all of them, so when they fight together, it's not a personal thing. It's just like, I would like to support.
Best man win.
Best man win, you know. And hopefully both come out health intact, make a bit of money and move on. That's the way that you go.
What about the Amir Khan and Kell Brook, the fight? Obviously, we didn't speak, but what do you think about that as well? How it went on?
How it went?
Who did you think was going to win before the fight?
Should it happen a long time ago, or should it happen that day?
It should
this
have
time now.
I think it should have happened before.
Same with David Junior Witt and Ricky, and it should happen.
Should happen. Yeah. It's a shame sometimes in life fights just don't happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Politics.
Just the way. I mean, for me, when I was coming through, also when I was world champion. We were trying to get the fight with Paul Hodgkinson.
Yes.
I was WBO champion. He was WBC champion.
Had to happen, didn't it?
Trying to
Really?
get that fight. That would have been a nice blockbuster, north and south.
How do you think he would have gone?
Huh?
Well, he
beat me in the amateurs. He beat me in the amateurs.
Yeah, but pros different.
I'll say it for you. I think you would have outboxed
him. Yeah, you're outboxing. Yeah.
Where did the Sweet C come from?
Yeah, that's right.
Sweet Colin, because I used to love Sugar Leonard, but like, you know, he was the man. And he used to say to me, "Oh, you're sweet like sugar."
Oh, yeah, because you like chocolate.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be because he says he likes orange juice or something like that.
No, the Sweet C, it's born from them. Obviously, people like Pernell Whitaker, Sweet Pea, and that.
You had resemblance.
I like that little haircut you had at the front.
Yeah.
So
that was a unique thing.
What kind of haircut you got now?
I got no hair now.
It's like
you got the same as well, yeah. Okay.
I actually like it because I have to mess about in the morning time.
That's what you remember. It's what you remember him for. You know what I mean? That trademark.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's cool. Funny enough, because like I had the locks.
Yes.
And that was my trademark. And particularly back in the day when you went to terrestrial TV, everybody knows when you go.
Yeah.
And I
remember,
when I kind of like retired from boxing, I thought, you know what, I just want to try and, you know, I'll forget everything. I just want to get out of it. That's why part of the reason why I kind of cut it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know what, boxing's finished now. Let me kind of like.
How did you move away from boxing? It's hard, isn't it? How did you move away from boxing?
I think I always say it's a little difficult for a lot of fighters because the problem for boxing people is it happens so instantly.
Yeah.
1 minute you're talking about you're fighting for a world title, everything's you're working towards thing.
Yeah.
One bad fight, and then your career's over, and then you know you've got to readjust everything. You know, your whole life has changed.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to do that. And that's why I always trying to say even to fighters now. Yeah. You've got to start planning for that time. Yeah. You've got to have other things you can kind of get involved in. You know, you've got to have.
You have to start again.
It's like being in a relationship and you spend 12 hours a day with your missus. Then you're not in a relationship. It's like I've got 12 hours. What do I do? And with boxing, it takes so much time out.
It's different for Colin.
So why you eat? How did it work for you?
First of all, it's different for Colin because he was lucky.
And lucky.
Because he bumped into a gold medalist called Audley Harrison.
Oh,
and he took you. managing, promoting, and involved with Audley, and that was a, he did a great job.
You talk to Audley quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, on the WhatsApp.
Put that question towards you as well. How did you feel when you had to retire? And did you just come like that? What happened? How did you feel?
I don't know about you.
Same as same
I
thing.
didn't announce the retirement.
Well, I didn't.
You just drifted off.
I tried
to
build up a career and it just stopped, and it's like, no.
And then he went on the white collar scene.
Yeah, well, I had to make sure if I know I want to come back. I jumped in the white collar scene, 6 months training, got my weight down, and thought, never again.
Yeah, you know when it.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean. But how about you?
With me, well, I never got going, did I? You know the story.
No, but with the other side of the.
No, I just never got going. What happened with me, we'll talk about it at some point. But what happened.
Yeah.
I dedicated my life to it. It didn't work out the way it should have.
Not
all in my control, but I have no regrets. The people I've met, the things that I've took.
Yeah.
In actual fact, I think I'm an advantage sometimes because I got out, took them skills, and look where I am in life now.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Where some fighters going a bit too long. And the 36 when they come out and they're like, I've got these skills, what do? I ain't got any personal training qualifications. I've got a wife, I ain't even got a mortgage, got no money in the bank account. I got out about 6 years before most people do, about 30 when I walked away. And then I thought, right, I got to adjust my life, met my wife at the right time. And now I'm back in boxing doing a podcast, helping fighters do
Enjoying
it. Met us as well.
Goals and aspirations.
But the truth is,
Yeah.
as you know, I've said on the podcast before, it hit me hard. Tried to commit suicide twice because I didn't think, because I knew I should have been a champion. I knew, it didn't matter what anyone else felt. I knew I should have been a champion. I was good enough. Every trainer that I was with said I should have been a champion. But it is what it is. And I don't like, I'll tell you why I don't like talking about it when you ask me.
Okay, sorry.
Because I feel it's disrespectful towards the guys that did become champions and did get there. So I don't want to take any limelight off them because they did and I didn't.
I think
I'm all right with it. Do you know what I mean?
I think we've all got a story to tell, though. And everybody deserves. Everyone deserves a moment.
To get it out.
Yeah. But I'm good with it. And I'd love being around fighters. Fighting's my life. You know what it was like with me.
You've got yourself in this position, and it's good to be around Colin. All the fighters are going around.
And I understand that. I did everything they did. I trained 3 times a day. I did all the sparring, did all the nutrition, kept my body weight at 10 stone. From 15 to 30, I kept my body at 10 stone.
He was like you, you know. He was like you, man.
Now I'm 14 stone and carry a bit more muscle. You know what I mean? But listen, it ain't about me today.
No, listen. We're having a chat with everybody. We're having a chat with everybody. Give a little rest and then put some else on him as well. So what are you doing now, Colin? I know you've told us, but I want to in depth, how do you set it up? How do you get yourself
still
in that
involved
position?
with this boxing?
He's still involved with boxing. And
still involved in the boxing. I mean, obviously, I'm quite lucky, as I say, to do something I enjoy doing, and I think that's part of lucky.
You're gonna change. You let them know.
He will get a different word.
Say blessed now. Blessed, yeah. Say that now, right?
Blessed.
But I've got to kind of keep thinking now. Because I'm doing things I enjoy doing. Boxing's been great to me. I mean, now I've set up a boxing academy. We kind of been doing it for about over 10 years now.
Awesome. Where do you do that?
We're based in Redbridge Sports Centre.
Okay.
We do a couple of classes here, a couple of adult classes,
awesome.
children's classes.
Right.
We're going to schools, put programs in schools, doing non-contact stuff.
Beautiful.
Similar stuff I do as well.
Yeah, some motivational talking.
Yeah.
And I keep them kind of like on the right kind of thing, because what you said was so important. Boxing teaches you so much about yourself.
Yes.
And so much about life. If you can take those skills outside, it helps you in other factions of life.
Yes.
So it's all good stuff. So that's one of the things I'm doing. I've got like an agency that does a bit of sponsorship for boxing events.
Yeah.
That ticks over.
Yeah.
And I'm doing some work with 2 fighters, Hamza Sheraz and Umar Khan.
Yes.
Are they looking?
Hamza actually
is one with Jimmy Mack.
I'm the one, the boxing writer prospect of the year about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I think he's 15 and he's fighting on July 16th. They're both fighting on July 16th.
Yeah.
Both, very talented fighters.
Yeah.
And, particularly for Hamza, I think he's breaking through at the moment and he's got the ability to become a world champion.
What promotion the under?
He's in a Frank Warren.
Yeah.
Okay. They're both under Frank Warren.
So
I think Hamza's 15-0 and Umar's 3-0.
Yeah.
So but they're both talented, and they've got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Boxing's a tough sport, and so many things can happen. But,
that.
Done the right thing.
You know that.
Yeah.
They can make it. So still involved in the sport, and I'm lucky to be involved in it because I think all of us.
Stop again.
Yeah.
Blessed.
Now leave him alone. Leave him alone.
So I was going to say, like, with Colin, I made more mistakes than Colin.
Yeah.
But, so I like to see myself as a bit of a role model in that way for my kids.
Yeah.
So I got the 3 belts. I never made world champion.
Yeah. You fought for the world title.
Yeah, but I feel I've got the elements to help where I went wrong to get that world champion. You know what I mean, Colin?
Yeah. 100%.
I know where I went wrong.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can advise and get somebody there. That's a goal that keeps burning inside me, that keeps me here.
Yeah.
That's,
So
you know what I mean?
I think that goes for all of us because I'm the same as well. I've just signed up an heavyweight as well, and I'm putting all my experience from what I haven't done
through your career.
Yes, and you'll be doing the same thing as well.
Yeah.
With any fighters.
That's my next step. I'll always, because of what I did in boxing, having no money, from the second that I wanted to be a fighter to 30, no money. Let's be honest, sometimes on the job seekers, doing all types of things to chase that dream of mine. And then I said, when I come away from this, I don't want to just drift back into boxing as a trainer and have no money. I want to get financially secure. So within the next couple of years, that's what I want to do, and put my full energy into it and help fighters not have to worry about the financial side of it. Do you know what I mean?
That's great.
Educate them.
Yeah.
Well, as you say, that is one of the hardest things when you look around at fighters, and there are only a few fighters who actually make.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Less than 1%, right?
Yeah. And you kind of, as we say, you kind of get to like your 30s, your early 30s, and that, and a lot of fighters kind of come back onto the market, and they're 10 years behind everybody else.
Yeah.
And they've got to try and regroup. So I'd say boxing's a tough sport, and you've got to try and make sure you kind of look after yourself and you make the right choices so you can kind of hopefully come out on top.
Yeah. Would you say it's your first love, and do you always want to be in boxing? Do you think you'll always be?
You watch the boxing matches
in
still,
boxing,
things like that.
You follow it, you're a fan.
I think particularly because I'm involved in like with the 2 fighters and that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes even for me, I'm not as back in the day. You know every fight.
Yeah,
you
of
know
course
every
you
fight,
do.
who's fighting whatever week.
Yeah.
Not like I am like that. But I still keep an interest of who's fighting.
Yeah.
Keep an idea of what's kind of going on.
Yeah.
And still involved in it.
Do you still follow? Would you say you still follow your old weight more than the others, or would you say you'd follow all the weights, or would you think?
I just follow the fighters.
Yeah.
I like a fighter. I like Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Lomachenko.
Yeah, I like
people like
Lomachenko.
that. Tyson Fury. And
I'm becoming a very big fan of Shakur Stevens.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be haining a lot of them.
Yeah. He looks good.
Very
I
talented.
like it when you see someone kind of come through and see him go through the levels and that, and quite a bit of excitement and that. But there's a few good fighters out there.
Yeah.
Javante Davis. There's a few.
Yeah. That lightweight division is stacked.
Yeah, it's hard. Some good fighters there, and hopefully, we can.
Devin Haney hopefully is going to fight all them guys with all them belts.
Yeah.
Right. We interviewed Maxie Hughes a couple of weeks back. His episode comes out a week on Thursday, and he's got the IBO belt.
All right.
And Devin Haney went on a podcast this week saying that he wants to fight for the IBO. So
great.
Hopefully Maxie gets to fight for all them belts, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds
Get
good.
a big payday.
So, Colin, what about your family life? He had a good family orientation and what you was doing, and you know what you're doing now. Has it been good? Has it been behind you? Has it been good?
I've been blessed.
Amen.
That's it. Not lucky.
My family life was always very, very strong family.
You got children, yeah?
I got my parents and my sister were very close. Then obviously I've been with my wife. We met when I was about 17.
You've been together since you were 17.
Love that.
Been together 60 years.
Still with your wife? Still with your wife?
Yeah.
No ring?
No, you know what? I've lost my ring.
No, you better tell her that, you know.
Did you get in trouble?
You better tell her that.
It was 30 years of our wedding anniversary about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because we actually got married just after I'd become world champion, a couple of years after.
I can remember it.
St. Lucia.
I can remember
I
it.
got married over there, so
good,
and I've got 2 lovely daughters.
Yes.
So
Yes, man.
it's kind of like I think it's very important, particularly for boxing, to have a good woman behind you because and I've seen so many guys that if you haven't got a good woman behind you, you know, your mind's all over the place, and
Thank you.
You can let you concentrate and support you doing what you're trying to do. And you know, we've kind of like, we've been together, I think it's about 37 years now.
Good,
and like, yeah, which is great.
I want to ask you something. Throughout this conversation, it's something that keeps coming up in the podcast. It's something that I keep on saying that I've learned from boxing, and what I notice about most of the fighters that make it is not about ability, it's about stability. The guys that seem to come through all right have got something going on outside of boxing, their wife, kids, family, support. There's a lot of fighters come into it and got the talent, but they just got so much personal issues and they can't stay on the right track. So that ability just doesn't get through to the other side.
Yeah, no, but I mean, you're completely right. You've got to have that, you know, people around you, good people around you, and that's very important to have, you know, good advice from good people around you to push you in the right direction. Because you know, what happens is as a youngster, all of us, we start as a fighter, we're quite young, a little bit naive, we don't understand certain things. So you need, you know, a good network of people around you to hopefully give you the right advice and push you in the right direction. So, you know, that is so important.
How long do you think we've been speaking?
It's flown past, isn't it?
You don't even realise the camera's
You
there.
enjoyed it. You enjoyed it, Colin. You enjoyed it.
How long have we been speaking?
35 minutes. How long?
35 minutes.
Wow.
35 minutes.
Okay.
What time is it? Can we keep talking? 5 more minutes?
10 more minutes, yeah.
10 more minutes?
Yeah, cool.
I could speak to you all day, Colin. I'm not going to lie to you. I could speak all day. We have that issue with lots of people, don't we?
Richard Williams yesterday, you know, that was wicked, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, long just kept going.
90 minutes we spoke to
Johnny
him.
went to Johnny's house. Johnny Nelson's house is a friend of ours, anyway. But honestly, he could have stayed there all day.
He was
knocked on
shocked.
a door.
I had to stop it. I had to literally stop it.
It was 2 hours, right?
Yeah,
And it was like 2 hours.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he said he works.
No, I don't want to stop.
He said it, and he works for Sky.
Okay.
And he was like,
He's
He's in front of the camera all the time.
Always doing interviews.
He told us some stuff. Not even Sky TV knows.
Oh, really?
yeah, some
Trust me.
exclusive stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
You don't watch it,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we knocked his door in it and we said, yeah. So,
He didn't even know.
Johnny, yeah. Well,
He was in a bit of a shock.
like, is it?
I think he got
come
the
in.
bits.
And
then-
set up him up.
And then he went in his fridge and helped himself to his fridge.
No. Johnny said to me, go in his fridge. Yeah. So I put him in the boxing group and he goes, yo, man, come in, out with food, man. I said, nah, but yo, Colin, privilege. It's like a known you.
Yeah.
I'd like a known you, man. You know what I mean? That's what this is what boxing does for you. So if you fight somebody or if you're in the boxing world and when you meet a boxer, it's like you're same blood.
I always say, I think
Yeah, you feel
boxing,
like
you've got a kind of special bond.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
it.
like a family.
We've all been there. You know,
Yeah.
you know that thought process coming into a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you got
Yeah.
worrying about everything.
You hate
else
that
and
person.
Yeah.
But afterwards, you love that person.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
It's like I've got opponents out there. I've only one opponent in my life. Only one opponent I don't like.
Yeah.
We don't
I
need
hate
to
that.
talk
I
about
don't
it. We
say it, I
don't need to
say
talk
it.
about
I
it.
get mad, you know.
Calm down.
That's the
calm
only
down.
one.
Yeah.
But everybody else, it's like
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Are you aware, just like Isham was saying, are you aware of what influence you do have on people?
Yeah.
Because when I was growing up, you were one of the very first people that I saw box. Because you were on terrestrial TV, just like Isham said.
Yeah.
Are you aware of that influence that you have on your peers?
Sometimes, I mean, sometimes it's nice when you see certain people come up to you and say, "Do you know what? You know, the picture of me and Howard. Howard was pulling me.
Wow.
And,
Yeah.
I was pulling me and I was running and doing a bit of plyometrics.
Yeah, I remember that
With the
picture.
rhythm
Yeah.
band, yeah.
And one of my mates came up to me years ago, like he's a big time DJ, and he said to me,
Yeah.
"You know what? That really inspired me."
Yeah.
And it's nice when you know, particularly when you go somewhere and people say, "You know what? I used to watch you fight in the day, and that kind of used to inspire me and put me." It's nice. It's kind of like, and I think all of us we try and inspire each other. It's nice when people kind of say,
That's good, man.
You know, I like Sky, I like The Zone, I like all that, but I do miss the terrestrial.
Well,
can't even say
Channel
it.
5,
Yeah,
terrestrial.
TV. I do miss that.
"It's great."
The
Channel 5
exposure.
still on though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the same exposure as it was
like
on
every
ITV.
Saturday at ITV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That time, I mean, when I was fighting back in the day with Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank,
Yeah.
Michael Watson, Harold
Yeah.
Graham, Lennox, Bruno, terrestrial TV.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it was like because it brought it to your doorstep.
Yeah.
Everybody, the grandmums, everybody used to know the boxers.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's
Good. So you box. Which was your best undercard fight you fought under, like Nigel Benn? Did you fought any of them shows, undercards?
Yeah, I mean,
which is the best one?
The best one. I think maybe more than likely it'd be like Ben McMillian.
You boxed on that?
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Wow.
Ben McMillian.
Wow.
Yeah, for that. Yeah, that was a fight because.
Wow, I didn't know you was on that show.
I was on that card. Yeah,
man.
Fight, I thought,
that was.
That was a great
fight.
A lot of people would have stopped the fight in the first round.
That was like.
It was scary as well, you know, bit the build up to it.
That's right.
And a lot of animosity.
Yeah.
What was it like at the press conference with them guys?
It was good because I mean, at the time, I think they brought McMillian over to beat Nigel. Nigel mentality.
Yeah, the Dark Destroyer.
That was kind of like a shame it ended the way that it did. Because, you know, if it hadn't, I think it would have kind of got a lot more mileage. But because Joe was not in a great way.
You know, when I was just started out boxing amateur, I was 14. My teacher said to me, school teacher said, you box, okay? We're gonna go on Kilroy. Right?
Really?
Yeah, I went on Kilroy at age 14. But I was having my first fight at like a month down the line. You know, mate, who was on Kilroy with me? Brian Guigan and Nigel Benn after he beat Doug DeWitt.
Okay.
So we was on Kilroy together, and I would tell him I'm gonna have my first fight, and I was amazed.
And he told us that. You never told us that.
Just stop it.
You never told us that.
Listen, it's on
That should be his
Betamax.
highlight of your life.
It's on Betamax. It's on Betamax. It's on Betamax video.
We listen to these stories, same stories week in week out.
What did he bring out yesterday? Richard Williams. What did he bring out?
He inspired me. When I got a haircut like Nigel Benn, that V-shape, the Mohican, I got one of them. Because I watched him like, that's amazing. I thought that's Nigel Benn, and the suit on and that with my mum.
He's also been an actor as well, hasn't he?
No, he knows the Coniston Street, all the
The Boop advertisement?
Yeah, Boop, 24-hour party people with Steve Coogan.
Okay.
Yeah, I called him something.
Big man.
Yeah,
Big man.
I've done all sorts. But you know what it is?
Big man thing.
It's not big man thing. It's blessed. It's blessed. You know right, Colin? Blessed. You don't know.
I will look here. These things happen. I will look here.
You know what? I've got to watch myself now. I got no.
He's going to be like, he's like that in real life.
Listen,
he does that with everyone. He
do
does
this.
that with
I
everyone.
was blessed. Put your hand on your heart. I was blessed.
I was in the right place at the right time.
Can I put Colin on the spot though, live now, Cole? So, would it be possible? You've got the two fighters there, Humran Shiraz and Umar Khan. Is it possible we could get you three on the podcast with us? Could we make that work, John?
Yeah, of course.
Somehow?
No problem.
Only problem for that is Umar is based in Spain now.
Yeah.
Trained over there. He's trained over there, and Hamza is trained in LA.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Trained in LA.
Who's he with?
He's training from Ricky Funes. The Goosens and that.
Wicked.
Oh, yeah.
He's trained over there.
Could reach out on Skype.
Yeah.
Like
No, whenever they're over in
Whenever they're
England,
over here,
we'd love to
if
have
we
one.
can keep in touch, give us a
No
shout.
doubt we're going to have you back on for sure.
Wicked.
Yeah, because we could go on. And on.
Next time he'll say, listen, I'm blessed, right? You guys don't listen, he'll say, you can come to my house, you don't die, just come to my house. Spend a night over the beds there.
He's gonna watch his words when he's speaking to me. I was looking
But you do that to me. I'm having to watch what I'm saying because you put me up on things. So he's pretty good at that. He's pretty good at imitating
You know,
people.
it's good to tell the person, listen, blah, 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 and change it up. And we're trying. We're trying. Isham, I'm blessed.
With that, though we want to carry on speaking, we've got to respect the man's time.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to the 13th and final round. Don't forget to like
and share,
and
comment,
subscribe,
and we out.
hit the notification button.
And we out.
We're here.
And
We're here.
We out,
And
man. Yeah.